Okay, I'm going to go ahead and introduce week 13 to you. For week 13, we're going to be making plans and giving directions. You're going to want to review pages 25 to 30, 40 to 46, and 58 to 66, as well as 92 to 107 for your test. Um, you should be able to use adjectives and adjective agreement rules, article noun agreement rules, and the regular present tense verbs, as well as nationality vocabulary to write a brief autobiography. This week's assignments address student learning outcomes 1, 2, and 5, and all the work for this week is due on the 8th of November. There's no instructor videos for this week, so please post any lingering questions or concerns you have about the material from last week in the class participation forum. So you'll just open up the participation forum, click on the thread, hit reply, and post any questions or concerns you have about the class thus far. You are also going to complete a test on Chapter 6 this week for my, let's see. Okay, so for my Tuesday, Thursday classes, you guys will be taking this on the Thursday, which is November the 8th, and my Monday, Wednesday, Friday class, you'll be taking this on November the 9th, and we'll be taking this in class. It says online, but I'm going to fix that. This will be done in class. Okay, so this test is going to be on the second half of Chapter 3, and it's going to look like this. The first section says, donde you are planning to study abroad at La Universidad de Quintana Roo, a small university in the south of Mexico. Before you leave, make sure you know all of the buildings by identifying an item that would most likely be found there. So you're given the buildings like the library, the cafeteria, etc., and you're just supposed to list an item that you would find there, but don't remember when you list that item, you need to also put an article. So it can be anything that you would find there, okay? Then you have donde está. Your classmate wants to see how well you know the location of each of the buildings on the university campus. Based on the picture below, decide whether the following statements are cierto or falso. La Biblioteca Fuentes está al lado de la librería. So you're going to be asked where these buildings are located using your preposition vocabulary from Chapter 3, and then you'll decide if that's true. If they're true, you circle cierto, and if it's false, you're going to circle falso. For this, you'll just want to know your buildings as well as your prepositions. Down here, it says, ¿Qué hace Marta? Marta is a typical busy university student. Listen to the description of what she usually does during the week. Then decide whether each of the following statements is true or false. If the information is not given, select no se menciona. So I'm going to read to you a description about Marta, and then you're going to read the statements below and decide if they're true or false based upon what I read to you. And if it's not mentioned, like if you didn't hear me talk about it at all, then you'll circle no se menciona. Okay, a completar, do you know all the forms of this irregular verb? Complete the sentences with the correct form of the verb estar. So you're just going to take estar and you're going to conjugate it correctly for the subject of the sentence. Remember that if it's a statement, the subject comes before the blank, and if it's a question, the subject usually comes after the blank. Okay, here we're going to choose between ser and estar. So you are going to decide whether the sentence requires ser or star, and then you have to, again, conjugate it to reflect this. You're going to make the spelling reflect who it is that is from Colombia or who is in Chicago, okay? Then you have complete each, las actividades y los edificios, complete each sentence with the most logical word. So you're given an item that would be found at the school or a place that would be found at the school, and then you have definition. So you're just going to want to match the place or item with the definition given below or the statement below. It may not be a definition, maybe more like a description, like saying, you know, oh, we look at paintings and sculptures. Where would you do that? Okay, so that's not really a definition, but it still points you in the direction of the place on the school campus where you would do that activity. And here, ser or ir, complete each of the following sentences with the correct form of ser or ir. So you're going to decide whether you need ser or you need ir to complete the sentence, and then you need to change the spelling of ser and ir to match who it is that is either going to the movies or who is Juan Jose's friend. Down here, you're going to choose between ir, I think it's always ir and hacer. So you just read the sentences, decide whether it needs ir or hacer, and then pick the spelling that best matches who has to do homework or who is going to the movies. And that's everything that you have to do for this test. Okay, so that's test 6. You also have writing assignment 2. You're going to open up the assignment below and follow the directions. Last week you forgot to do your homework for your Spanish class. In order to help keep track of everything, write a detailed description of the things you need to do this week. Use phrases such as tener que, necesitar, o ir a to describe the things that you have to do or are going to do. Include information such as the following: your class schedule, your work schedule, any plans with friends or leisure activities, any other activities that you do on a regular basis, like going to the gym, etc. Next week, you'll be asked to critique somebody else's writing, and I will also go in and critique it. And then the week after that, you'll actually write your final version of writing assignment 2. So just remember, you open up that workshop. The explanation is given again, and just hit start preparing your submission when you're ready. And then you just type in your submission and then send, well, hold on. So type in your submission, then hit save changes so that I can see it. Okay. And I think that's everything that you have to do for week 13.